Stepping into the Bernese Oberland region feels like walking straight into a postcard. The air itself seems different here, cleaner, crisper, and filled with the promise of adventure. This part of Switzerland is home to some of the most famous mountains on the planet. We're talking about the big three, the Eiger, Mönch, and Jungfrau. These colossal peaks dominate the skyline, their icy crowns piercing the deep blue sky. They stand as silent, powerful sentinels, watching over the lush green valleys below. It is a landscape so dramatic, so utterly perfect, that it almost seems unreal. You have to pinch yourself to believe it's not a dream. The region is a playground for anyone who loves the great outdoors. In summer, the valleys are a tapestry of emerald green meadows, dotted with wildflowers and grazed by contented bell-wearing cows. In winter, a thick blanket of snow transforms it into a world-class skiing paradise. But no matter the season, the sheer scale of the Alps is what truly captures your heart. The village of Grindelwald, nestled at the foot of the mighty Eiger North Face, is our base camp. It's a charming hub, buzzing with fellow travelers from all corners of the globe, all of us drawn here by the magnetic pull of these magnificent mountains. From the moment you arrive, you can feel a palpable sense of excitement. It's in the smiles of hikers setting off with their walking poles and backpacks. You can hear it in the cheerful chatter spilling out of the local cafes and gear shops. This is a place built on a foundation of alpine exploration. For centuries, people have come here to challenge themselves, to find solace, and to simply stand in awe of nature's power. The infrastructure is quintessentially Swiss, efficient, clean, and designed to get you up into the high country with ease. It allows people like us to experience a world once reserved for only the hardiest mountaineers. Our destination today is a specific peak, known as Grindelwald First. It promises not just views, but an experience, a chance to walk on the edge of the world and see the Alps from a perspective that will stick with you for a lifetime. The journey is as much a part of the adventure as the destination itself. The anticipation builds with every step you take through the village towards the gondola station. You look up, tracing the thin silver line of the cable car as it disappears into the clouds, and you know you're about to embark on something truly special. This is what travel is all about, embracing the journey and preparing to be amazed. The journey up to Grindelwald First begins with a simple, modern marvel, the gondola. We step into a small, six-person cabin at the valley station. The doors slide shut, and with a gentle lurch, we are airborne. The ascent is not a sudden, jarring lift, but a smooth and graceful glide. At first, we float just above the rooftops of Grindelwald. We look down on the traditional wooden chalets with their colorful flower boxes, getting a bird's-eye view of village life. The sounds of the valley, the distant clang of cowbells, the hum of the village, begin to fade away, replaced by the quiet whir of the cable above us. As we climb higher, the scenery undergoes a dramatic transformation. The manicured pastures and farmhouses give way to dense forests of fir and pine trees. The gondola sways gently as it passes over each support tower, giving us a little thrill with every bump. We pass through intermediate stations like Bort and Schreckfeld, where hikers and families hop on and off. Looking down, we can see winding trails crisscrossing the mountainside, with tiny figures making their way along them. The scale of everything is immense, and from our glass bubble, we are privileged spectators to this grand alpine theatre. Soon, we break through the tree line and the world opens up into a rugged, rocky landscape. Patches of snow linger in shaded crevices, even in the height of summer. The air inside the cabin feels cooler, thinner. We are now entering the high alpine zone, a world above 2,000 meters. The gondola seems to slow as it approaches the final ridge, giving us time to soak in the incredible panorama unfolding before us. The jagged peaks across the valley, including the formidable Schreckhorn, seem close enough to touch. Their glaciers glint in the sunlight, rivers of ancient ice carving their way down the mountainside. Finally, after a 25-minute journey that feels both fleeting and epic, our cabin glides into the top station. The doors open and we step out into a different world. The air is crisp and invigorating. The sun feels more intense at this altitude. We have arrived at Grindelwald first. The feeling is one of pure exhilaration. We've been lifted from the gentle green valley into a harsh and beautiful kingdom of rock and ice. The gondola ride is more than just transport. It is the perfect transition, preparing our senses for the high-altitude wonders that await. You might wonder why first. It seems like a simple name for such a grand place. In the local German dialect, the word first refers to a mountain ridge or edge. So Grindelwald First is quite literally the Grindelwald Ridge. It's a fitting name for this prominent summit that serves as a launching point for so many alpine adventures. For generations, this ridge was the domain of local farmers who would lead their cattle up to graze on its high-altitude pastures during the summer months. It was a tough, isolated existence, a world away from the bustling tourist destination we see today. The transformation of First from a remote pasture to a world-famous attraction is a story of vision and engineering. The key moment came in 1947 with the opening of the chairlift, one of the longest in the world at the time. This mechanical wonder made the stunning beauty of the high Alps accessible to everyone, not just seasoned climbers. Suddenly, ordinary tourists could be whisked up to over 2,100 meters in a matter of minutes to enjoy views that were previously the reward for a strenuous multi-hour hike. The chairlift was a game-changer, cementing Grindelwald's reputation as a premier mountain resort. Over the decades, the infrastructure has been continually updated. The original, rather exposed two-person chairlift was eventually replaced in 1991 by the modern gondola system we ride today. These improvements made the journey faster, more comfortable, and able to operate in a wider range of weather conditions. This commitment to modernization ensures that First remains a top-tier destination. It's a classic example of Swiss ingenuity, blending tradition with cutting-edge technology to enhance the visitor experience without spoiling the natural environment that makes it so special. Today, First is more than just a mountain peak. It's a brand. It's a hub of activity, offering a whole menu of thrills from the cliff walk to the first flyer, zip line and mountain karting. Its popularity has also been boosted by modern media. The stunning landscapes have provided a backdrop for countless films and television shows. For instance, fans of the popular South Korean drama Crash Landing on You will instantly recognize the scenery from key romantic scenes filmed right here. This global exposure has turned a visit to First into a pilgrimage for fans, adding a layer of pop culture fame to its natural splendor. Of all the attractions at Grindelwald First, none is more iconic or heart-pounding than the cliff walk. This is not just a viewpoint, it's an experience that engages all your senses. The walk begins innocently enough as a sturdy metal walkway bolted securely to the sheer rock face of the mountain. With every step, you move further out from the solid ground of the summit, the valley floor dropping away precipitously beneath your feet. The walkway is a marvel of engineering, designed to give you the feeling of floating in mid-air while being perfectly safe. The highlight of the walk is a section that extends 45 meters out into the abyss. This single-rope suspension bridge and observation deck juts out from the cliff, leading to a viewpoint with a glass floor panel at its tip. As you step onto it, your courage is put to the test. The bridge sways ever so slightly with the wind and the movement of other people adding to the thrill. You grip the handrail a little tighter, your heart beats a little faster, and you cautiously look down through the metal grating. Far, far below, the alpine pastures look like a miniature model, a patchwork of green fields and tiny chalets. The feeling is a powerful mix of fear and absolute delight. There's that primal fear of heights, a voice in your head screaming about the sheer drop. But it is quickly overwhelmed by the sheer, breathtaking beauty of your surroundings. You are suspended in space with a 360-degree, uninterrupted view of the mightiest peaks in the Alps. The Eiger's notorious north face looms directly across the valley, its dark, imposing presence a humbling reminder of nature's raw power. You feel incredibly small, yet also profoundly connected to this immense landscape. It's a moment of pure, unadulterated awe. This spectacular walkway, sponsored by the Swiss watchmaker Tissot, was inaugurated in 2015. It was a brilliant addition, transforming a beautiful viewpoint into an unforgettable adventure. The design is clever. It follows the contours of the cliff, providing constantly changing perspectives as you walk its length. It has become one of the most photographed spots in all of Switzerland, a must-do for any visitor to the region. The architects succeeded in creating something that delivers a maximum thrill while having a minimal visual impact on the mountain itself, a testament to thoughtful, modern alpine design. As you stand on the cliff walk or relax at the summit, your attention will inevitably be drawn to the colourful canopies dotting the sky. Grindelwald First is one of Europe's most famous launching spots for paragliders. All day long, you can watch them prepare on the grassy ridge just beyond the restaurant. It's a fascinating ritual to observe. Pilots and their tandem passengers lay out their vibrant nylon wings, meticulously check their lines and harnesses, and wait for the perfect gust of wind. There is a calm, focused energy as they prepare for flight. Then, the moment of takeoff arrives. The pilot and passenger take a few running steps towards the edge of the cliff. The wing catches the updraft, inflates into a perfect arc above their heads, and in a few more strides they are lifted gracefully off the ground. There is no noisy engine, just the whisper of the wind as they float away from the mountainside. They become another bird in the sky, soaring effortlessly on the thermal currents. Watching them launch is almost as thrilling as doing it yourself, a mixture of vicarious fear and envy as they shrink into the distance against the colossal backdrop of the Eiger. For the paragliders, this is the ultimate freedom. They ride the invisible elevators of warm air, climbing higher and higher, gaining a perspective of the Alps that is truly unique. They can circle the peaks, glide over glaciers, and look down upon the world from a godlike vantage point. The flight down to Grindelwald can last anywhere from 15 to 30 minutes, a silent, scenic descent that offers unparalleled views of the entire valley. You can see them spiraling down, their colourful wings a stark contrast to the deep greens and greys of the landscape, before they touch down gently in a designated landing field near the village. The popularity of paragliding here speaks to the adventurous spirit of the region. Tandem flights are readily available, allowing ordinary tourists with no experience to safely enjoy this incredible thrill. For many, it is the absolute highlight of their Swiss holiday. It's a chance to step off the edge of a mountain and trust in a simple wing and the power of the wind. It transforms you from a mere spectator of the Alps into an active participant as you watch them drift silently across the sky. You can't help but feel a sense of wonder at this beautiful, elegant dance between human and nature. After the adrenaline rush of the cliff walk and the spectacle of the paragliders, there is no better place to unwind than the Berg Restaurant First. This mountain restaurant and hotel sits right at the summit, offering not just food and drink, but also what must be one of the most spectacular dining views in the world. Its large sun terrace is perfectly positioned to face the iconic trio of the Eiger, Mönch and Jungfrau. On a clear day, finding a seat out here feels like winning the lottery. You can sit back, relax, and simply gaze at the alpine panorama. The atmosphere on the terrace is wonderfully cosmopolitan and relaxed. You'll share the space with a diverse crowd, exhausted hikers rewarding themselves after a long trek, families enjoying an ice cream, and couples clinking glasses of white wine, all united by the magnificent view. The menu offers a good mix of hearty Swiss classics and simpler fare, You can indulge in a traditional cheese fondue or a plate of Äppelmagronen, a rich alpine macaroni with potatoes, cheese and fried onions. Or you can simply enjoy a coffee and a slice of apple strudel. The food tastes even better at this altitude. Inside, the restaurant has a warm rustic charm with plenty of wood and large windows to ensure you never lose sight of the mountains. It's a welcome refuge on days when the weather is less than perfect, a cozy spot to warm up with a hot chocolate while watching the clouds swirl around the peaks. The service is efficient and friendly, accustomed to handling the large crowds that flock here daily. It's a well-oiled machine, designed to make your high-altitude dining experience as smooth and enjoyable as possible, allowing the scenery to remain the star of the show. More than just a place to eat, the Berg restaurant is an essential part of the first experience. It's a place to pause, reflect, and process the incredible beauty you've just witnessed. It's where you can pull out your camera and scroll through the photos of the cliff walk, reliving the thrill. It's where you can plan the next leg of your adventure, whether it's hiking to the Backalpsee Lake or trying one of the thrilling descent options. It serves as the social heart of the summit, a place of comfort and community at the top of the world. As the day winds down, a special kind of magic settles over Grindelwald First. The crowds begin to thin as most visitors catch the last gondolas back down to the valley. The air grows still, and a profound sense of peace descends upon the mountain. This is the golden hour, the time that photographers and mountain lovers cherish most. The sun begins its slow descent towards the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape and bathing the snow-capped peaks in a warm, ethereal glow. This phenomenon, known as alpenglow, is utterly mesmerizing. The formidable faces of the Eiger and its neighbors, which appeared so stark and grey in the midday sun, are now painted in soft hues of pink, orange and gold. The light changes by the minute, creating a dynamic and breathtakingly beautiful spectacle. It's a quiet, contemplative time. The thrill-seeking activities have ceased, and the mountain returns to a state of natural tranquility. Standing on the deserted cliff walk or the quiet terrace, you feel a deep connection to the timeless rhythm of the Alps. It's a moment that transcends tourism. It feels spiritual. The final gondola ride down is a journey of reflection. As you glide silently back towards the valley, you watch the last rays of sunlight disappear from the highest peaks. The lights of Grindelwald begin to twinkle below, welcoming you back to the world of men. You carry the feeling of the high mountains with you, the crisp air, the vastness of the sky, and the image of those colossal peaks etched into your memory. The experience leaves you with more than just photos. It leaves you with a renewed sense of perspective. Problems that seemed big in the valley feel insignificant when viewed from the top of the world. Grindelwald First is more than just a destination. It's a complete alpine experience that perfectly encapsulates the allure of Switzerland. It offers the perfect blend of natural beauty, accessible adventure, and modern comfort. It's a place that challenges your courage on the cliff walk, inspires you with the soaring paragliders, and soothes your soul with its unparalleled views. As you settle in for the evening back in the village, looking up at the dark silhouettes of the mountains against the starry sky, you know you've experienced something truly unforgettable. This is the Swiss dream made real.